Hey guys, how you all doing? Come have a little story time with me while we talk about boundary. What is boundary? Boundary can be a line which marks the limit to something or an area. I would say boundary is a limit to something. But this aspect, we are going to be talking about boundary in friendship and family relationship. I won't say I am perfect in setting boundary. I am not, and I'm guilty of this also. But something happened which prompted me sharing this story and wanting to talk about boundary. So boundary are in different form. We have physical boundary, we have mental boundary, and we have emotional boundary. And without setting a proper boundary to this, we'll gradually lose ourselves without knowing it. People will tend to ride on you. You know this person is just using you, but because you don't want to hurt the person or make the person feel bad in a way, you tend to bottle it all up and be fine without voicing your challenge about whatever the issue is. Now, here is my story that prompted me to share a little enlightenment on boundary. There were this friend, we are going to name them Mary and Cynthia. Mary and Cynthia wanted to purchase a goods. This goods, we are going to call it rice. And this rice was a special type of rice. It's not common in the market. Now, there was someone that could get this rice for them, but this person turns out to be a middleman. And this rice they wanted it each half a bag, and this person doesn't sell half a bag, meaning you have to get a full bag. So since each of them needed half bag and they were friends, of course they decided to add money and buy the one bag and share it accordingly. But each one of them gave their money personally to this middleman. After the discussion, something happened along the line. The middleman was not able to get the rice again for them. Cynthia wanted her money back, and likewise Mary. Each one of them always go to meet this middleman to collect their money. But the middleman always used them to joke around, telling them come today, come tomorrow, or whenever they go and he says he's not around or he will be around and he will not answer. So one day Mary got fed up. I have money for rice, but I don't have rice in my house, and decided to go alone this time around to the middleman's house so that she could get her money. On getting there, the middleman told her, all right, I'm going to give you 25,000. Let's assume they paid 30,000 each for that bag of rice. Now, the middleman is offering Mary 25,000 to balance her up 5,000 later, but telling Mary not to tell her friend Cynthia that she had collected some part of her money. Now, Mary was at a crossroad, thinking what she should do, if she should go ahead to collect the money or just make the man pay up us and her friend's own. Mary didn't really think too long and decided to tell the man that she wants her money and her friend's money, meaning the man has to provide the full 60,000 or at least bring out some money that can be equally shared between herself and Cynthia. But now Cynthia on her own hand doesn't know what is going on, and Mary on her own hand doesn't want to look like a backstabber or a betrayer. Mary thought to herself to take that action. Now, many of us have been in such crossroad or something similar to it, a situation where you don't need to think twice. You have to actually think twice so you don't look like a bad person in front of your friend, which has sometimes made some people lose some certain friendship because of the action they took and that made them look like a betrayer. Now, some even go through wars, but because they don't want to look like a bad person, they keep quiet and bottle everything up just because they don't want to be offended. There was this experience I had a long time ago. I had this friend. Whenever she wants to smile or do anything, she will hit you. Whenever she wants to do anything, um of her own accord. She does it without thinking twice of how it affect the other person. And on the other side, I'm always negatively affected by this person, but I've never said anything. I just said maybe that is her way of doing things, in quote I assumed. But truly that wasn't her way of doing things, because when I did something back to her in that manner, she was angry about it. I apologized, but I've never gotten an apology from mine. Maybe because I've never said anything about it. So, one other time she repeated the same thing, and I did back, because this time around I was now fed up, because I felt since you could actually voice out, what stopped me from voicing out when you do something too wrong to me? So she said she doesn't like it. I thought that same here, I don't like it. And you'll be doing this, but whenever I do it back to you, you are angry about it. If you don't like it, don't think other people is going to like it. So please don't try it on me again. And that was how I lost that friend, which was better, because you can't keep hurting me and I'll keep being calm about it. But you yourself, you're not ready to go through that same hurt. So, on this note of boundary, we have to be careful of people we let down our boundary for. There are people that don't really deserve it. There are people that need that boundary to be steadily high for them. Once you put it down, they are going to just use you and dump you. Your physical boundary could be your space. If you know you don't like your things being unarranged, or you keep something at a particular end and the next thing you are finding it in another area, you tell the person, I don't like it, it's not my thing, so please respect me. It's only a good friend that is actually going to respect you on that note. Set your physical boundary. Let people know that this kind of thing you are doing, I don't like it. Emotional boundary. If you don't like a particular thing and it affects you emotionally, you speak out for it. Set that boundary. If that person is a true friend, that person is going to understand and keep to you whatever makes you happy. Another is your mental. These two boils down to you mentally, because you see yourself walking on eggshell around these people because you don't want to offend them. You think if you say this, how would they feel? You think about them, but they don't think about you. This will affect you mentally if you don't deal with this. With time, when they are being accumulated, you see yourself suffering it, and when you eventually want to speak out, it looks as if you were holding grudges against them, which is not it. So it's always better to speak out so that you don't bottle it up for long and explode when you can't carry it again mentally. So you just have to just always say it. Now, how do you really set these boundaries so that at least they can understand that you're not pushing them away or trying to just not have them around? One is to call them. This, you call them, you make sure they're in a good mood, so that at this point whatever they are saying is sticking in, that they are not having issues that they are thinking about than listening to you. You talk to them gently about it. Let them understand that this is how it makes you feel, and you would appreciate if they take note of it and try not to do things that will affect you in this manner. Another way is you show them you care about them, but you also have to put yourself first too, so that when you do things for yourself, you don't look selfish for not including them in that thing. There are sometimes you can't just carry everybody along. You just have to do this for yourself. And sometimes I've seen some people that let things that have to benefit them profitably let it go because they don't want to be seen as selfish for not being able to carry other people along. Your friend should be able to understand the capacity that of things you can do. And when they see that you're not able to carry them along in this particular thing, they'll understand that it's because you don't have the capacity to. Another way is to always put it to them, because yes, you said it once. There are some people you need to tell something 10 times before they really get it. You, anytime that thing is done, sometimes you overlook, sometimes you really talk about it, so they know how serious you are about it. Don't just say it once and you say you've spoken about it, this person doesn't hear, you just let it go. So back to our story, and that was how Mary and Cynthia never got their money because the middleman eventually ran away, and the money that Mary would have used to support herself, she wasn't able to get it because she was trying not to be selfish by watching out for her friend and herself. So always know how to set a good boundary. Thank you for watching. Bye.